My Hometown, brought to you by new Giuseppe Pizzeria Garlic Fingers by Dr. Rutger.
I was in grade 7, so I was 12 years old. I wrote a letter, what you'd be doing in 10 years. So this was 1992, and the first line said I'd be playing in the NHL. I'd be playing actually for the San Jose Sharks, and that I'd own a nice big house. It was something where, I had a dream of what I could see my life as.
It's funny how dreams work. A dream is fleeting, fragmented ideas loosely stitched together. But for the right person, a dream can be the blueprint from which an entire life's purpose and passion is created.
This is actually my house right here on the corner that I grew up in. It's changed a little bit since we had it, but the shed wasn't there, and this is where kind of my rink was. We had the lights up on the roof, and we were able to spend a lot of time out there. It was a good way to grow up and kind of learn to love the game, I guess.
Moose Factory is a small community at the mouth of James Bay, mainly inhabited by the Moose Cree. It's Jonathan Cheechoo's hometown, and the support he received from this community is the reason he made it as far as he did.
My dad challenged me when I was 12 years old. He was sitting there and, I'd always said I wanted to play, and he's like, all right, well, if you want to play and you want to leave Moose Factory, he's like, what are you going to do? And he's like, there's probably a million other little kids that are your age that want to play hockey in the NHL, so how are you going to get better than them? I said, well, I'm going to have to work harder than them. So I shot pucks every day. I skated as much as I could. I drive myself to try to become as perfect as I could.
Barely a teenager and outgrowing local competition, Cheechoo took the train 250 kilometers south to Timmins to find better teams.
Leaving home for me was probably the toughest thing that I had to do out of my whole journey. I remember I was really lonely. I cried probably the first few weeks that I was on my own.
He had a 5-year plan. In 1998, he was selected in the second round of the NHL entry draft.
Over 100 people at the draft to watch me get drafted. I think they had to stop the draft for a little bit because it got too noisy when I got picked. They're very supportive and loud, and I'm so excited to be from here.
We might have something yet. Cheechoo and a good look.
Early in his career, Cheechoo was an energy guy, a grinder who played a heavy game and also had a knack around the net. But his role drastically changed in 2005 with the arrival of Joe Thornton.
It's Cheechoo! It's a machine, a scoring machine. Joe Thornton to Jonathan Cheechoo again.
I had no idea I was going to be playing with him. I'd played on a third line up until that point, kind of a checking role. But, I had always liked to shoot. I spent all those hours shooting pucks outside my house because I love to score goals. And, getting to play with him was match made in heaven.
It's hard to describe the feeling as a father and as a family. And even as a community here in Moose Factory, I know everybody was just ecstatic. I felt like I was in a dream world, and it just seemed so surreal that Jonathan was the leading goal scorer in the NHL.
Cheechoo scored 56 goals that season and won the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy.
It was a highlight of my career, and it was something that the people here are still talking about, they're proud about in my hometown.
Yeah, you're my dad's favorite player.
All right on.
Cheechoo lives in San Jose, but he still comes home to give back to the people who've helped him achieve so much. On the ice, he teaches the kids how to follow their dreams, and off the ice, he teaches the parents how they can support those dreams.
For me, I'm very thankful for having a community like this that supported me too. And, I think it was by the choices that I made and, the work ethic that my parents instilled in me. Closing, I'd just like to say, encourage your kids. Not only encourage them, but guide them too.
There's a special gathering every year called the Little Native Hockey League, an annual tradition for Ontario's First Nations communities. It's been around nearly 50 years. It's the largest First Nations tournament in Canada.
My dad played in the first ever Little NHL when he was Pee Wee age. I played in the 25th annual when I was, I think I was Bantam age at that time. It's part of our family. We enjoy going. We enjoy seeing other Native people that enjoy the game just as much as us.
All right, switch them up. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go hard, you guys. Go hard, okay?
This year, Jonathan's son, Jack, is playing in the little NHL for the Moose Cree Scrappers.
For us, it's one of those things as growing up in a tight community that a lot of us have, like throughout, even a lot of those teams that play in that are same boat as Moose Factory, so we get to meet other different communities that have the same pride as us.
We connect with our different Cree tribe, family, friends, people in the game of sport. It brings people together.
I was a native kid from Moose Factory, and I had a dream when I was a kid. Maybe something that was a little far-fetched, being from up here, but anything's possible. Really, that's the thing I would love to pass along. Never let anybody tell you you're not good enough. Dream big and work hard for it.
My Hometown, brought to you by new Giuseppe Pizzeria Garlic Fingers by Dr. Rutger.